one. Zach, I do want to start at the top of the show.
Okay,
Oh, excuse me, as I burp.
you're good.
Do you remember the '90s cartoon Gargoyles?
Am I a full-blooded American male that has lived in the early 2000s? Yes, I remember gargoyles.
Because I do think that it's definitely was a mid '90s show that they reran a fuck ton. Because obviously I've seen it.
Well, they ran
Ended
a
'90s.
bunch on Disney Channel. I don't
Yeah,
remember. They had like a teen block of Disney Channel that was like a bunch of older cartoons and shit like that.
I think I first watched it because it ended in '97. I think I first was watching it on like ABC or Fox Kids or something like that.
Mm.
Must be something like that. But I'm posting a link in the chat on Skype because NECA just dropped pre-orders for their Ultimate Edition Goliath from Gargoyles, and
Damn.
it looks super sick.
Damn, it's
And
pretty good.
immediate pre-order from Big Bad Toy Store for me. And I keep saying, man, that you gotta pre-order stuff from Big Bad Toy Store because they don't charge you when you pre-order.
So you can get rid of it, cancel it.
I have pre-ordered and canceled hundreds of things. They only charge you when they get it and when they ship, and then sometimes it might take
Okay.
longer for them to ship it because they have so much shit coming in. But
Shit.
I've heard through the toy world on YouTube that they might be taking down this pre-order soon because of how many people are doing it.
Damn.
So I want to let you know, man, if you want it, they haven't confirmed yet if they're doing the whole roster or just doing Goliath, but
Honestly, from what I remember from like the gargoyle stuff, I mean Goliath was dope, but honestly I would like the figure of fuck, now I can't remember them off the top of my head.
I couldn't even
Well, you
tell you the
definitely got the
names, man.
chick. I like her design a
Yep,
lot. The
the
bad
cop,
chick.
right?
Bad chick gargoyle.
Oh, okay.
Is there a good chick gargoyle too?
Isn't there a police officer? Yeah,
Yeah, the
Elisa
police
Maza.
officer.
Yeah, the main human.
Oh, that's
Yep.
the one. I want the dog. The dog looks so sick.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The dog and then the bad chick. Yeah.
Let's
They have
see
some good
here.
character designs for gargoyles, honestly.
It's a super dark show, man.
Yeah, it was super dark, but I don't remember exactly how I started watching it. I feel like I don't know if I watched it on TV. I felt like I had like a thing, like I don't remember where it came from, but I feel like we had like the pilot or something like that, like on VHS or something like that. Because I remember I watched the
Okay.
pilot like over and over again. I don't know exactly how we had it. I don't know if it was like a DVD extra on something or or a VHS that we had or something like that. But I remember watching that pilot a bunch because that pilot is good too.
I I don't remember any of the episodes.
I remember
I
I
just
remember the setup
remember
for the pilot
bursts.
because it was you got the Viking times and there's like a siege on the castle or something like that, and then you figure out like the gargoyles are the good guys and they're like helping out against the siege or something like that, and all of a sudden Goliath gets betrayed when he's like I don't remember exactly what happens, but like the sun comes up and he was like, oh, there was like somebody betrayed them, and he like the whole gargoyles group was like sent out to like some other place that was like far away, so they got trapped in the daylight somewhere else, and then all the other gargoyles like they came back to the castle and they were all like destroyed and shit like that,
Right.
and they were in some sort of like massive deep depression because basically their entire race was wiped out. So then there was like some magic spell that happened that like trapped them for like thousands of years or something like that, and then like the super rich businessman like moved them to New York, and somehow that broke the spell. I don't remember exactly why that broke the spell, but that did it. And then it's you got the detective and all that shit.
I'm seeing here that I don't remember this at all. But her, the main character, the human character, the
Mm-hmm.
cop, she and Goliath end up getting together.
Do they?
And like it says that they're gonna have a kid. I'm looking on the Wikia right now. So
I
I'm
know that they
guessing that
definitely
they
had like romantic feelings, but I don't remember. I didn't remember them actually ever getting like together.
I guess that they
I
have
know he
to.
was a hunka Hercules, and so she was like all over that shit. But
I mean, I guess they have to have broken
shit, dude. Honestly, I might pre-order this right now
the
because
gargoyle spell because they say they're gonna have kids is what this thing says, or does she become a gargoyle? I don't know, but
I don't
she's
know.
a fucking she's a kid though.
Wait,
He is
that's
a
it?
kid.
$40? Shit, dude.
Yeah,
That's all? Is it really that cheap? That doesn't sound right.
that's how much the ultimates cost. $40 or $50.
I didn't realize that they were that cheap. Fuck, dude. Yeah, I'll pre-order that shit for sure. I don't even think I'm a returning customer though. Hold on. Keep talking, because now I have to pre-order this.
Yeah, I mean, I never really this time of show, even like Batman animated series, which I watched a lot with the same era
Yeah,
as
I watched that a
this.
lot too.
I
That was WB or like Fox or whatever though.
I yeah, WB Kids, I believe, but I couldn't tell you shit about that show. And people
Um,
point to that show as being like their favorite Batman, and it's definitely not mine.
I can remember certain episodes. I remember the character designs more than I remember like actual like plots of episodes. I remember there was one where like Joker had like a amusement park type thing in Las Vegas. Like that's the only thing I can remember.
I watched Superman more than I watched
Oh,
Batman
I
animated
almost never
series.
watch Superman. I mean, for me, I watch the Justice League more than I watch anything else. So,
Even that, I didn't. I never. Static Shock was the way what I watched way more.
oh yeah, Static Shock was good too.
But even then, like Justice League Unlimited, all that kind of stuff, I never cared for that stuff. So even I'm trying to think of like in '97, late '90s, what cartoons were I watching that would make me not have watched Gargoyles as much? Fucking, I I can't think of anything besides like Power Rangers, but it's not a cartoon, obviously.
Um, I'm trying to think of what else besides because there was that block of shows that was like it was around gargoyles. I don't know. For me, it was like I remember watching gargoyles. I remember watching like the. This isn't old as gargoyles, but I remember watching like the anime TMNT. That was like a big show that I was watching.
Yeah, it's like 03 or something.
I think
Yeah.
so. Something like it was like '03 to like '08 or '09 or something like that. It was pretty long running, from what I remember.
No, yeah, it was something like that. I watched the first maybe couple seasons of that and then stopped.
Okay.
And then I remember like watching the first couple seasons where it was still really grounded before they start going super TMNT. And then I came back random and was, oh my god, they're fighting aliens and shit already.
Yeah, there was that weird shit where yeah they were doing like time stuff and I mean
Like all the
from what
dimension
I
warps.
remember that show was much more in line with like where the comic is right now where they was doing a lot of like supernatural shit and like stuff against aliens and they were doing a lot
Yeah.
of it wasn't specifically Dimension X but it was a lot of stuff against like Shredder and fuck what's his name
Krang.
Krang yeah but no Bebop and Rocksteady in that show that was the only part that I didn't like they had the weird like Hulk Foot Clan guy that like basically was like
Yeah,
human
yeah.
version of Bebop and Rocksteady, but no actual like talking mutants in that regard, other than the turtles, which was kind of weird.
Yeah, I didn't even really watch that show. I watched the 2012 one way more.
Was that the one with the super blocky cartoon style?
Yeah, super like the CG,
Yeah,
3D
I never watched that
models.
one.
It was good, man. It took me a while to appreciate
Mm-hmm.
because it's Nickelodeon, so it's way more kiddie than
Yeah.
the prior version. But I ended up really enjoying it for the most part. But it was not like the most fancy looking show, but they had a lot of characters in it, and the toys were cool.
Okay.
So, um, but besides that, I just wanted to show you this Gargoyles figure. But
Sweet fig, man.
Zach, man, top of the show, man. What have you been up to, dude?
Dude, I feel like we're both going to talk about one thing, so I'll save that for the last. But I did watch
Sure.
the Snyder Cut.
Oh, really? Okay.
I did. I spent 4 hours watching it.
Did
Um,
you ever watch the original cut?
no, I never did.
Okay.
I was interested in watching the original cut, and then I think I saw like the first few reviews. And I was like, I don't want to go through another Batman vs Superman, and which is like funny because it's actually like the opposite. Like it's way too jokey and awkward, apparently, and much too bright. And I didn't mind Batman vs Superman. I mean, it's definitely not like a great or even good movie. My main complaints with that was that they always just fuck up Zack Snyder. The only thing I don't like about Zack Snyder's take on this is that he treats Superman like he's Jesus, and it's like Superman's not Jesus. Like he's a
Yeah.
farm boy from Kansas who happens to have superpowers. Like
Yeah.
he's not like the second reincarnation of Christ. And it's weird that like Snyder always makes him look like that, like he's like the second coming of God to Earth. Which I guess in like I don't know, in some comics I guess they kind of do interpret him that way, but that's never how I've seen Superman. So that's a weird notion. But overall I really like the Snyder cut a lot. I think it's a little long. I think it probably could have been shortened to like 3 hours. There's definitely some stuff where it's like, you know, at that point they basically told Zach that he could do whatever he wanted, and he was like, "All right, I'm stuffing everything in there," which I appreciate for certain things. Definitely for like the backstory of the characters, because I mean, from what I understand, in the original cut, there's really nothing about Cyborg. Like you don't understand like
Mm-hmm.
what he even is trying to do as a member of this team. And the Flash is basically like the butt of every single joke, even when he's trying to save people, which is like super weird as a superhero to be like, hey, you couldn't even save like this many people as Superman carries like an entire building. And it's like, the Flash has never been like, I don't know. It's weird to like compare him to like Superman in that aspect outside of like the fact that Superman's as fast as him. Because like, I don't know. It feels weird to compare superheroes in like any sense like that because they all have like different things that like they're good at. Like I
Mm-hmm.
remember the number one complaint I've been hearing about this movie is that like, well, Batman doesn't have anything to do, and it's like, yeah, because there's like fucking like flaming demons and also
Yeah.
like a supervillain that like can like carve Amazons in half. Like, yeah, Batman's not gonna have much to do because that's
Yeah.
not really what he's there for. He's there to like be like the rock of the team and to like get the team together. And like he does that in this movie, and he does it really well. I like his journey to like gathering up all these people and whatnot. But but yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like a bad movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit, but it's just a little too long. I think they probably could have shortened it to about 3 hours, and it probably still would have been just as good. There's definitely like scenes that are extended a little bit longer than they should have been, and also there's like 10 minutes of footage that's like glommed on at the end that's like there's the dreamscape stuff which is like I don't know, it feels super out of place in this movie, especially after the ending that we had. And then there's also like some tacked on footage that he like clearly shot in like 2020, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like I don't know, we didn't really need any of this. There's like a wrap up scene with like Cyborg that is like going over like basically like finishes his arc, and it's like after that I was like I don't know, I really don't need much else besides
Yeah.
that. So I mean, there's definitely some stuff that could have been cut out, but overall I enjoyed it a lot.
I have seen the original version
Mm.
or the Joss Whedon version, whatever they want to
The
call it,
Justice League is what they call it.
and it fucking sucked.
Yeah.
It was a waste of my fucking time. It was one of the worst superhero movies I've ever seen,
Yeah.
with
I mean, I've
no.
just seen like clips of it of like the jokes that they tell, and I was like, this is awful. This is so bad.
It's not a good movie. And the fact that movie was so bad,
Hmm.
and I will never get that time back.
Yeah.
I will never watch this cut. I don't care how good or how better it is.
Hmm.
The fact is, I wasted my 2 hours of my time before. I will never watch this.
Mm.
And I've seen reviews online or on Reddit, people saying kind of the same thing that you're saying, and that's cool. I'm glad people give a shit. I'm glad it's better. I'm glad he gets his vision out, and I'm glad that hashtag Cyborg got justice or whatever the fuck people are saying about Cyborg.
Something like that. Yeah.
But I I I'm over all of the Zack Snyder movies. I'm over it. I don't think he makes good movies. He makes bad movies.
Uh, I don't know if his.
He
I
makes
don't think he
bad
makes
movies.
great movies. I think
He
he
makes
makes.
bad
For
movies.
me, I enjoy his movies.
I think he makes bad movies. I think his movies have a interesting visual, but when every single one looks the same, to me, it
Yes.
might not be sure it could be a motif, it could be a director's choice, whatever. But even David Fincher has different things per movie. Even Paul Thomas Anderson has different things per movie. We know that Zack Snyder is going to have a couple things like Michael Bay does. It's going to be dark looking. It's going to be grainy here. It's going to have slow mo, overly CG. That's all his shit.
Yeah.
It's a cover of a popular song slowed down, right? All these things that are staples in Zack Snyder movies that like are cool in trailers, but when you have 2 hours, I'm obviously not talking about his Snyder Cut because I haven't seen it, but like Watchmen, it looks rad,
Yeah.
right? It looks like what I would expect Watchmen to look like. The costuming, the fucking effects, the coloring, everything looks great, but the movie blows. And you have like 300, which I haven't seen in forever, and that comic book just sucks.
Mm.
But then the movie, it's like I get his demo maybe should be me, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
big
because
hunky
I
action
get so
heroes doing
bored
action
of
hero shit.
it's such bad screenwriting most of the time, and I can't blame it on him forever because I know he doesn't screenwrite all his movies, but like it's like Michael Bay. It's
Mm.
like Michael Bay, and maybe I'll enjoy Zack Snyder's new zombie movie. Maybe I'll enjoy that, but I didn't enjoy his last one.
You didn't like his Dawn of the Dead?
Not really, no. Not really, but I think it was his best movie.
Yeah, I would probably say that.
I think. I mean, again, there's great things about all his movies,
Hmm.
right? Especially the costuming is good in a lot of his movies.
Yeah, he's got a really good visual style. I like. I think the one thing about
But
his is
Sucker
that,
Punch,
well,
fuck
the
off.
trailers for Sucker Punch were dope, and then you watch the Sucker Punch movie, and that movie blows. So,
Absolutely, because his
look,
movies are made for trailers.
well, yeah, because the trailer
300
for
was
Sucker
rad
Punch
in the
had like
trailer.
fucking giant robots and girls in sailor uniforms, like with samurai swords, and I'm like, that shit looks dope.
Look, dude,
And then you
300
figure
was
out that
fucking
she's
killer.
lobotomized, and I'm like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
going on?
300 was rad as shit in the trailer.
Yeah.
And I watched it and went, this movie fucking sucks. This movie fucking blows. He didn't do. What was the other one? I don't know if he did it or not. Oh gosh, never mind. I can't remember what it was. I just had it, but then I lost it. He didn't do Sin City, right? Who did Sin City?
No, that's
Rodriguez,
Robert
right?
Rodriguez, I'm pretty sure.
Both of them were him.
Yeah, both of them. I don't think he did those at all.
Right. That movie makes me think that he did it.
It definitely looks like a movie that like
You
he
know what I
had a
mean?
part in. It
It
definitely
looks
looks like
like
Robert Rodriguez like
yeah,
took his style for sure.
yeah. He bit his style for that movie. Is what it looked like.
Yeah.
Um, I man, I wanted to like his universe so much because I wanted to have a sweet DC universe.
Hmm.
But all the movies are bad in general. Fucking the only redeeming quality about the DC universe is like I'm not even gonna say Shazam because it's fine, it's good,
I think
but
Shazam was enjoyable. I'm
it
interested
was
in James Gunn's
enjoyable.
Suicide Squad. That new trailer came out. I don't know, dude. It looks like Guardians of the
It
Galaxy.
looks fucking. I don't want that.
You don't want that? Shit, dude. I want that.
First off, Suicide Squad fucking blows.
You got John
Okay,
Cena that hit. First of all, they titled John Cena in that trailer, and he did not show up. So I'm kind of
yeah,
upset. Like I couldn't see him at all. Like what the hell?
that first off, Suicide Squad's lame. I hate that team. I don't give a shit about that team. That's
I
an
think there's some
edgelord
interesting
team.
characters on that team.
I disagree wholeheartedly because I don't give a
I
fuck
mean, Harley Quinn is
about
not one of the interesting characters, and I don't like that
no.
they keep pushing her
But
so hard. But there are other interesting characters on.
how am I supposed to give a shit about your movies as a company when you make Suicide Squad a second time? I get the first one made money, but then you can't even get Batman right. You can't even get Batman right. You can't even get Superman right. And you want me to give a shit about fucking Suicide Squad?
Mm.
The movie with fucking D tier villains. D tier villains. Because the A tier villains will never get that opportunity because they're going to be in max prison.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the reality of Suicide Squad. They're D tier villains. Right? Like, they're the guys that the superheroes beat in 2 pages in the comic book and then move on to the next fucking character. These are the villains that fucking big villains use as fucking pawns in their bigger scheme.
Mm.
That's the reality of Suicide Squad. I don't give a fuck about it. It's like Thunderbolts. I don't give a shit about Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts were dope.
Marvel.
They had
Don't
Carnage
give a
shit.
fuck.
Or no, what was that?
Don't give a fuck.
Was that Carnage? No, they had
Isn't
shit.
there a third one?
No, I wasn't thinking of Carnage. I was thinking of in the Civil War Thunderbolts. They had the guy who was like he was like the speed guy. He's the one that caused the explosion in the original Civil War comic. And he shows up in the Thunderbolts, and it's like something fucked up with his body. So it's like whenever time he causes pain, something happens. I don't remember, but his outfit was fucking sick.
It's something about the people who really like Suicide Squad, in my experience, like comic book fans, are like the. Could you imagine the bad guys have to play hero? Fuck you, dude. Write a good story. Write a good story. And I watched the trailer, and it's a fine trailer, right? It's a fine trailer. I'm not gonna watch the movie. But it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy, but with
It's all it
DC
is.
villains, yeah.
And we're not going to be like, hey, we're going to get another one of those movies in like a year or two. I don't fucking care. Let's make it, don't pick that movie. I mean, that's fine, make it, right? But we can't even build up our main heroes. And we're worried about fucking bad guys that no one gives a shit about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think the real problem with I think the problem that you're espousing on is, I mean, a problem that I have with WB's DC Universe too is that, like, I don't know, it's clear that, like, even if they had a plan in the beginning, they're second guessing it so much that it's like it's hard to tell, like, where they're even like trying to go. Because now it's at the point where it's like, okay, so that we've had Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, which was clearly like going down its own track with the Justice League, which then got fucking butchered and demolished. That whatever the fuck plan was going on with that was like basically destroyed. Then you had Wonder Woman that was also set in the Zack Snyder universe, and then Suicide Squad technically was, and then you had
because Joker,
the Joker, which is basically its own thing, and you had Shazam that was like kind of set in the Snyder universe, but really you could like take out the Superman thing at the end, and it's like its own thing. Like it doesn't matter. And then what else? And then you had the Snyder cut, which is like reigniting everybody's
Aquaman and stuff.
fervor. Oh, and Aquaman, which is also set in the Snyder universe. But now you've got this whole push of like, I mean, this Suicide Squad is like nothing like the first one, except it's got the one guy, Harley Quinn, and Viola Davis. Like that's it.
Oh, so it was Man of Steel.
Yeah.
BVS, Justice League, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam, Suicide Squad. Did I miss anything else?
That's the Batman is coming out, which is also its own thing.
No. That's 9 movies in Snyderverse.
Yeah.
And we don't have anything right.
Well, there's nothing really connect them out of sight of like, in comparison to the Marvel universe, which maybe it's unfair. I don't know, but
it's not fair because even the Marvel movies are not great movies. They have their formula and they do it every time.
Yeah.
And then on the big ones that matter, that's when they fucking break out all the fucking stops.
Yeah.
But it's not pretend like Iron Man 3 is any different than fucking Thor 3, except for the humor. They have the same themes, developments, all that kind of bullshit, right? Cap 1 and Cap 2 are fucking a World War II movie and then a fucking spy movie, right? Just fucking pick something, copy that shit, make it Batman. That's all you gotta do. If Zack Snyder wanted to make a gritty ass universe, he should have fucking watched Christopher Nolan's movies and went, okay, People love these movies.
Yeah.
What can I steal from these to make it gritty and comic booky and realistic and stuff, and still make it my own, but make it that because I know people are gonna enjoy this. Because straight up, the Nolan Batman movies, while they're realistic, are boring as fuck Batman movies. He fights like this.
Oh well, yeah. No, he's not a good. It's really not about like him being like punching criminals and shit like that.
Even when Lucius was like, "Hey, I'll give you a thinner costume, but you're gonna have less protection," he's like, "Yeah," and he's still fucking Lego Man, right? Just make good movies.
Mm.
Make good movies. It's fucking Batman,
Yeah.
dude. We shouldn't get anything less than what we had before for a Batman movie,
Yeah.
right? You figure it out. They fucking did it with Spider-Man. Like, oh, we have two bad movies. Shit, we gotta fucking figure this out, dude. This is fucking Spider-Man.
Well, we had three. We had two good movies, and then we had a bad movie, and then they rebooted it, and then they gave us two bad movies, and then they were
Right.
I'm saying, if you're gonna use Spider-Man as an example, sometimes
They
you know
kept trying, dude. Here's Batman.
you could say the
Okay.
DC universe has kept trying too.
Boom.
They just haven't had a lot of
Batman.
successes.
BVS. Trash movie. Okay. Justice League. Trash movie, the other cut. Okay, what are we gonna do? What should we do? New universe. Okay, let's start again. Brand new. Okay, fine. But you have 9 other movies that you're still actively making in a different universe.
Mm-hmm.
That's like you're just building up to fall with people who are fucking laymen who are going to expect going into this fucking new Batman movie to be like, that's like, this is the DCU.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, sorry. It's not. This is fucking short-eared Batman with fucking Twilight Boy. Oh, so is this supposed to be, is this Ben Affleck but when he's younger? No.
No, it's
It's
his own
not.
thing. Yeah.
So they're not succeeding at any level. It's just not.
Yeah.
And that's sad because it's fucking DC comic books. You know?
Yeah.
Like I assume the original name of the comic book. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that the original name of the company was Detective Comics. I thought.
Was it?
Hence DC, or is it not? Am I wrong?
I don't know.
If that's the case, well, you're named after fucking Batman.
DC.
I mean, shit. Fucking make Batman good. And they have to fucking recast Aquaman, don't they? I'll recast his wife
I hope so. She's a bitch.
because since she got those lawsuits, or whatever. So they have to recast
Fucking
Mira.
being abusive to Johnny Depp, dude.
There's nothing going well for these movies, man.
Nah.
Best thing that happened was a Snyder cut. That's 4 hours. That's fucking Lord of the Rings.
It feels like it's funny you say that because it feels like a Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah, but Zach? So should I spend my 4 hours watching Lord of the Rings or watching this movie?
Probably Lord of the Rings. But look,
Oh,
if you're gonna watch Lord of the Rings, you're not gonna spend 4 hours. You're gonna spend a whole day because those movies are like 12 hours long.
Or do I watch John Wick back to back twice?
Well, yeah,
The same one. The
that's a
same
good
one.
choice.
The same one. Well, John Wick 1 twice in a row.
Oh, instead of watching the Justice League, yeah,
Yeah. Still probably yes.
yeah, probably, yeah.
Or I could watch fucking some cool reality show for 4 hours. I want these, and it's sad. I'm such a big fan of DC Comics, and it's my favorite publisher of the big 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I care more about way more characters for DC.
Yeah.
Right? My favorite character besides Flat, Green Lantern. Boom. Fucking love him.
Really?
Love all of them. Guy, fucking love him. Right? Where the fuck's that at? HBO Max? When's that fucking happening?
I think we had that article like not too long ago that they're working on a Green Lantern show.
And it's gonna come out and be fucking trash. It's gonna be trash. Visually, trash. Story, bad.
Hmm.
Right? Who are they gonna pick to be the Green
I
Lantern?
don't know.
Huh?
I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on what they do with it. Because I mean, HBO.
Here's who they're gonna pick. They're gonna pick the new guy, the new girl, or Jon Stewart. I'm fine with Jon Stewart, obviously, But they're gonna pick the new guy, the new girl, or Jon Stewart.
Well, I don't like any of the new Green Lanterns, so
They
I
suck.
hope they don't pick them. I'm fine with
Yeah,
Jon
well,
Stewart.
you know they're going to pick the new ones, man.
No. First of all, Simon Baz, from what I've read, is like a nothing of a character, and the girl's even
He's boring.
worse. The girl's basically a
Yeah.
Yellow Lantern, but somehow she's a Green Lantern.
It's how I feel about Ironheart coming out. Like, what if we're gonna
Is
get
Ironheart
Ironheart?
coming out?
I swear it is. Yeah, on Disney Plus.
Oh shit, I hadn't heard about that.
I don't give a fuck
Yeah,
about
I don't
Ironheart.
give a damn about that.
I don't give because I've been watching Falcon Winter Soldier.
I was gonna ask if you'd started watching that because I know you'd watch WandaVision.
Yeah, yeah,
Did you
it's
finish
a good. It's
WandaVision?
good. Yeah,
Did you like it?
bro. I didn't get into it on the podcast. I don't think.
I don't think
I
so.
think I forgot. So every week, my girlfriend and I were like fucking hyped.
Yeah.
We're like, oh my god, dude, they're gonna fucking bring in Reed Richards. It's gonna be John Krasinski. They're gonna bring all this shit in. We're like fucking, because it's all, we're gonna bring in the X-Men. They brought Evan Peters in. Boom, fucking Quicksilver. And then we're gonna, boom, Magneto's gonna come in. It's gonna be fucking rad. Nothing happened.
Nothing?
It was the most boring fucking piece of shit ending that you could think of with a show about multiverses and the ability to change reality.
Yeah.
The finale, and people are out on fucking YouTube. Oh, but it was so fucking emotional. It was bad. It was trash. Right?
Well, I remember when that show ended, I saw that there was some. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Goldberg on Collider because he always writes the articles that make me the most upset because he's a fucking
Yeah.
idiot. I think it was him or somebody else on Collider wrote an article basically saying that like, because I guess after the show ended, a lot of people had like your thing where it was like, nothing fucking happened in the show. This shit's boring. They wasted. Because I heard that they wasted Quicksilver, and I was like, how the fuck are you gonna have
Yes.
Evan Peters and then him not be Quicksilver? Like that's fucking stupid.
Yep.
Like
It was
apparently he's just
wasted.
some random guy.
Just some random guy.
And it's like, and so he was writing some article, and it's like, yeah, but it's our expectations that are the problem. And I was like, no, it's because they wrote a shitty fucking show, and they teased
Yeah.
shit that they
No,
had no intention of paying off.
That is a fucking narc answer.
Yeah.
That's a fucking narc answer. The reality is this: the fans wrote a better show than they did.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it. Because every week people are posting videos on YouTube of breakdowns and fucking like, theories and shit. And those shows, even if I have my own opinions about it, those shows that these fans made are better shows than the show that we got.
Mm-hmm.
The show that we got was a fucking boring finale that was just a basic ass, crappy looking flying fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
It was fucking terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah.
She has to give away her fake family to whatever and walk through this town that she took over. And like,
Didn't she
we're gonna
basically like
pretend.
enslave the minds of this entire town as well?
Yeah.
And then she just gets to walk
Right.
away like nothing happened.
And they're all like looking at her like, oh, and like we're not gonna act like she's a fucking bad guy.
Yeah.
And the whole time, dude, the whole time the show's going on, if you go on YouTube or go on TikTok or whatever social media, there's the president of Sword, right? The director of Sword.
Mm-hmm.
He knows Monica Rambeau because they just work together or whatever, and the whole time he's been trying to like revive Vision, and like he's like been tricking Wanda to like help her, I guess, help revive his body or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he brings her, sends some drones in to like kill Wanda, like try to shoot her for like a missile, and everyone's like, he's a bad guy, he's a dickhead. And I'm like, no. The reality is this: you have nowadays now retroactively saying she's the most powerful character in the Avengers, right?
Yeah.
That's retroactive bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Because you and I both know that this should have been from the get go.
Yeah.
But they underpowered her from the jump.
Oh yeah.
So we know that that's
from the jump
all,
they basically like handicapped her at the knee.
yeah, that's all retroactive fucking power scaling, and you know me and power scaling, right?
Yeah.
So that's all retroactive bullshit. So the whole time people are like, he's a bad guy. And they made him the bad guy. They arrested him for like being shitty, right?
Oh.
At the end of the show for doing all this like evil
Stupid.
stuff. But I was like, are we joking? Because I was telling Savannah, my girlfriend, I was like, the whole time, like, he's not the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's doing his fucking duty.
Yeah.
He's the director of a sentient weapon operation team to remove bad people. That's his job. Fight extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, we watch if you watch Captain America, right, and all the scenes between Nick Fury and fucking
Steve
Ro-
Rogers.
Robert
Oh, Robert
Redford,
Redford's character. Yeah.
like, yeah, he's Hydra. That's a bad guy,
Yeah.
right? But fucking Thunderbolt Ross is not a bad guy.
No.
He's just a fucking military man whose job is just to protect his country,
Yeah.
right? So in this movie, I'm like, in this show, I'm like, yes, he's doing some shit things, right? They're underhanded, but he's fighting a fucking mutant who took over an entire town against their will.
Yeah.
That's his job.
Yeah.
And we're acting like he's the fucking major villain, right? Everyone's like, "Yo, Wanda's going through grief. She we should talk to her, bitch." How
Bitch,
tell
this
it to
girl
the
can look
fucking
at you and make you disappear. So.
she's gonna fly off at the end of the show and read this fucking magic book to like learn about multiverse and magic and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about the fucking townspeople who now have fucking massive PTSD
Yeah.
from being controlled by a fucking mutant
Yeah.
for however many days? What about those fucking people? The kids, she locked kids in fucking rooms and shit so they wouldn't come out to fit her story.
Yeah.
She's a fucking bad guy, right? So, but people are like twisting it, making her she's a good guy. It's like, dude, she's a fucking bad dude.
Yeah.
At this point right now, you should introduce Magneto in the fucking Brotherhood and be like, boom, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the Brotherhood right now. And then next to you, a fucking tongue comes out. The fucking there's Toad, fucking there's one of the fucking characters
Your
walks
Ward
out.
and Sabretooth.
Right, you know what they fucking should have done, right?
Yeah.
Because I can write a show better than these fucks, right? Is not even have Magneto. Fine, have fucking Scarlet Witch because they call her that finally. They go,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, in history you're the Scarlet Witch, and people are like, oh my god. And I'm like, fucking who cares? Who gives a fuck? So here's my final pitch, but even though it's already done.
Yeah.
What they should have fucking done was just simple quick thing, and we would understand, right? People who know this, people who watch the X-Men movies,
Mm.
because there's a whole town, right? There's a mailman character who she keeps running into, and people kept thinking that's gonna be Mephisto, right? Because Mephisto has ties to fucking Scarlet Witch,
Yeah.
right? And the main bad guy of the show is this witch character who I'd never heard of before until this show, because I just don't care about Scarlet Witch's character.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about. I think I'd seen her name, but yeah, I'd never seen that name before.
She's not used often, and she's not used in the big ones, House of M. She's not used there, I don't believe.
Yeah.
Mephisto's the big one, so they're pulling back an older character. Fine. Like there's this mailman character that people kept thinking, oh, that's the witch's husband. That's gonna be Mephisto or some shit like that. That's what common theory they had,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the mailman keeps running into her and like it's awkward,
Yeah.
as though she knows what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when she turns down the walls and she leaves, what they should have fucking did was have him like everyone's looking at Wanda when she leaves town or whatever, she's walking through or driving through. Cut the fucking him, right? And then he walks behind a fucking alleyway or whatever. Or he's walking away in the distance and he fucking shifts like Mystique.
Mm.
And then that's it. That's all you gotta do. Just have him shift. Don't even show his fucking face. Don't show her face. Just have him walk away back to the camera, shift, turn blue real fast into another body. And then that's it. Boom. X-Men.
That would be good.
You don't gotta show Magneto because you don't want to answer that question yet. That's fine.
Yeah.
You don't want to show Professor X. That's too much to talk about right now. Fine. You don't want to have Fantastic Four because you don't have a cast yet. Fine. Boom. You don't even have to show it's Mystique.
Yeah.
They look like everybody and nobody. It's boom, done, X-Men. But what they fucking did was 20-minute shitty fight sequence where they're throwing magic bolts at each other and it looks like fucking PS2.
Yeah.
It looks like trash.
I feel you.
Falcon Winter Soldier's better.
Is it? Okay.
It's a spy show. So for me, it's like, it's straightforward. I don't have to fucking theorize what's going to happen, and that is better because there's no way that if I had to question like theories about what the fuck's going to happen in Falcon Winter Soldier like I did in WandaVision, that I would watch any other Disney Plus show because there's no way they're going to be able to succeed in my expectations of what I think good writing is.
Okay.
You know, like fucking what did I don't know why people expected fucking we should have known better. We should have known better that it was gonna suck.
Yeah.
But this show is it's spy. You know, they're gonna go see Zemo in the next episode.
Yeah, I think the thing that's got me concerned is, which I'm a little more hopeful for. I do want to watch this. I need to get Disney Plus back. I haven't had it in a while. Because I do want to watch Falcon Winter Soldier, but I'm just hopeful that the Loki show isn't like some super convoluted
No.
theorizing shit. Because it looks to me like it's gonna be Thor Ragnarok, but with Loki. And I'm down for that because Thor Ragnarok is straightforward and it's
Yeah.
a fun space adventure.
Well, it's a time travel show.
Yeah.
So who knows? It could be really awkward as fuck. It's a time travel show.
Yeah.
And he's a time cop.
Is he a time cop?
Yeah, he works for like a time.
Does he do the
agency.
splits like Van Damme? He
They should reference it.
They should.
I think he works with Owen Wilson.
Okay. I do. Yeah, I do remember Owen Wilson's
Yeah.
gonna be in that.
Speaking of Marvel, before we move on, before I keep shitting on this show, I can go for an hour and a half about this fucking show and how bad it was. Nothing happened, by the way. At the end of the show, nothing happened. Oh,
Is it all just
we now
wiped
know.
away, or
No, everything still happened, but from episode 1 to episode 9, all that happened was that she knows that she's a Scarlet Witch and she has magic, and that she was born with magic,
so
and
there's
then
no
she has a
character
book.
progression for her really?
Oh, we know she was grieving.
That's not character progression. It's a
I don't know.
character trait.
Every it's like we act like no one else was grieving.
Well, yeah, that's the weirdest part. Is like the entire half of the universe was basically disappeared for like 5 or 10 years.
Like, could you so in the first 2 episodes of Falcon Winter Soldier, the whole premise is that like Bucky has to go to shrinks because he's been pardoned.
Mm-hmm.
But as part of his release, he has to go talk to a shrink
Okay.
because he's an assassin.
Yeah.
Right?
Sleeper cell.
So he's going through PTSD from killing people and not wanting to kill people.
Like Tony
He's
Stark's
having,
parents.
Right, he's having like nightmares and shit. And in the first episode, he has an Asian friend who's like 80 and 90 years old.
Mm.
And I'm like, how the fuck does he know this fucking dude? There's no way this guy was a fucking World War II guy. There's no fucking way. Turns out he fucking killed his son, so he feels bad, right? Okay. Could you imagine if fucking Bucky went into a fucking town, held them all hostage at fucking missile point, and was like, we're gonna live my life, 1945 right now. I'm James, you're gonna play Steve, we're living in Brooklyn now. And people wouldn't be like, fucking terrorists.
Yeah.
But because she wears red,
It has boobas.
she lost 2 parents, a brother, and then her fucking fake boyfriend. That's all she lost, right? What did Bucky lose? His whole fucking life. It had to kill how many people?
And his whole moral upbringing when he turned into an assassin against his will.
Became a super soldier against his will. Lost his arm against his will.
Yeah.
Killed people against his will. Lost his whole life for fucking 90 years, right? It's like, dude, like, everybody, you're a superhero. Everyone's a victim. And I'm fine with her being a fucking, having the PTSD shit, as long as they fucking have made House of M.
Yeah.
Right? But that's not happening right now.
That's definitely what should have
like,
happened.
It should have happened. It should have happened.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, my point I was going to say before I got into that tangent, they did find a writer for Blade.
Did they? Okay.
I don't know her work, black lady. I don't know her work at all, but I did see it got posted, and people were like in the comments on Facebook were like, "Yay!" And I'm thinking like, as long as she can write a good fucking vampire story,
that's all it needs to be.
That's it.
Just need a good story, dude.
I don't want like.
The thing I still don't understand about even these Disney Plus shows is that they think that like, as long as it looks good, then people don't care.
Well, also it's like
they keep shitting out these shit stories.
You know, there aren't many Blade comics that matter. There aren't many, right? Because they don't get long enough run to do anything.
Yeah,
they run real short, get canceled, and they stop. There's been like 5 series, right? Most Blade stuff has been in compilations of other fantasy like horror stories, right? So what we know as Blade is the movies, is pretty much the most that we get, and in those movies, he's not a black guy. right? He's a black guy, but he's not like that's not his character as a
Oh
black
yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah.
He's Daywalker.
Yeah.
That's the difference. But we're hiring a lady with the sole focus because they match the character's ethnicity,
Mm.
right? Like, if look, man, if Shang-Chi was written by a fucking Mexican guy, but the Mexican guy fucking loved wushu
Yeah.
and loved kung fu and could speak and breathe Bruce Lee and Jackie, I don't fucking give a
Yeah.
shit because they fucking love the fucking genre, right? If this person does not understand vampire movies or action movies or however whatever or gothicy, if this writer who I don't know, if she's not studying fucking Underworld and fucking these other levels of gothic vampire movie,
Don't study
because
Underworld.
listen, no, if Blade does not wear leather, is it really Blade?
Well, no, it's definitely not Blade.
If he's wearing a fucking denim coat,
Mm-mm. He's got to
a
be
fucking
wearing body
PJ
armor. Look,
body
you got
armor,
to make him. It's got
the
body armor.
fade,
He's got to have close shaved sides.
the sword has to go through the coat with the
Obvious.
hole in the top.
Yeah.
Like it's just simple, right? And
I mean, the problem I have with this is there's nothing that's going to be better than Wesley
there's
Snipes'
nothing,
Blade.
nothing, nothing.
He's the be all end all Blade. He is
And it's
Blade.
worse because I was scrolling through the comments and a lot of people were like, "Yes, because of she's African American, right?" Which is whatever, fine, it's her prerogative, no big deal, whatever. Again, as long as the content's good, I don't give a shit,
Yeah.
right? And you know me, and you know you, we love Blade's one of our fucking favorites.
Blade's a good
So
fucking series.
if when Blade comes out, dude, and if I'm going to 2 hour fucking Mr. Plinkett review on Blade, I'm not joking. I will go in on it, right? Because Blade is so great.
Yeah.
If the opening scene is not equivalent to fucking Blood Rave,
Ooh. Dude, what do you even
what are we
do as the
doing?
equivalent to Blood Rave? Like Blood Rave is that's the problem. It's the problem I keep having.
No.
Like what do you do? Like this movie hit all the good points. As far as like
So
establishing Blade and like doing like that kind of story, like yes, it's janky, but it's also like some of the best shit.
It's the best. But I was scrolling through the comments again. There's a lot of people being like super super hyped for it, whatever. And then I saw one black dude commented, "You better learn karate." I was like, dude, yes, absolutely, dude. Because again, we've gone through the stats before, and we come back to Blade like just like we come back to fucking Kong versus Godzilla, right? It's one of our temples we come back to. He's going to be much older than Wesley was when this movie comes out or this show comes out. He's gonna be 20 years older.
Yeah.
And he is not in the same shape that Wes was, man. So I don't know what we're gonna get, if it's gonna be a drama. I don't want a drama. Do you want a drama for this?
Drama? Nah, not really.
It's Blade.
Yeah, I don't really need I don't really need a drama or anything like that.
And I'm super cool if they want to go super horror with it, like urban fantasy horror. But he still has to. It's Blade. I'm never gonna be afraid for Blade.
No. Well,
because the moment that I'm afraid for Blade is the moment I flash back to the hospital scene where he says, "Motherfucker, what?" And that's like
what?
that's Blade.
I'm never scared for Blade from a mortal threat. I'll say that.
Right. Unless it's like the Punisher.
Yeah, that would probably be like the only one for sure.
You know, Daredevil they can fight, Punisher who will hunt him. But like other than that, like if you're fighting other vamps, like you're the best.
Yeah.
So like now if it's like, hey, he's blocking through. Mahershala Ali's walking downtown New York. It's fucking rainy, and then you fucking hear like a fucking voice behind him. He turns around, it's fucking Ghost Rider. Okay, shit, let's do it, dude. Okay, fine. But I don't know what they can do to even come close to. Here's my final point on this before we move on.
Okay.
Is that no matter what they do, who writes it, unless they bring me in, and then I will gladly make this series as good as Blade 1.
Okay.
I will give you Blood Rave 2.0 because it's going to be the exact same scene, but 2021, better graphics, and the same music, though.
Oh, the same music? Yeah, put
again,
some
actually, you know
Skrillex or something in there. Modernize it a little
no,
bit for kiddos.
I'm gonna call up the Wachowskis and say, hey, listen, I have to steal the song from you. Sorry, it's Dracula. So, this movie or show, I always forget, is it a movie or is it a show?
It's a show, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, whatever it is, no matter what happens, it's gonna be as good. It's not better. The ceiling is set. Blade Trinity. That's it.
I mean, it's not hard to be better than Blade Trinity.
Exactly, but it will not go past that. It will not be Blade 2 good because no Guillermo.
No, no, no. It definitely won't be Blade 2 good.
They won't give him the cool fucking injector things,
Dude, that shit was dope.
right?
He had
Even
a
though it
lot of
didn't do
cool shit
anything,
in Guillermo's thing.
and it will definitely not be as good as Blade 1.
No.
And do you think that we're going to get a Whistler, or do you
You
think
have to
that
have Whistler.
hold on, or do you think that in 2021 they're with who they hired for the reason they hired her as an African American female to be the writer of the show because it's an African American character, that they won't have Blade mentor be a white guy?
I feel like you could still probably have him be a white guy.
Or
Because
do
I
you
mean,
change
as far
Whistler to
as
someone else?
especially in that point, I mean, Blade is as a black guy, he's the main character. So I feel
Yeah,
like they're still willing to do like white supporting characters.
you think they'll be like, oh, but Blade learned everything he knows
I think
from a
it's also
white
going to be
guy.
where it's like there's going to be Whistler, and then there's also going to be like a younger black girl who's like
Yeah,
also
I'm cool with that.
gets like picked up with Blade, like somehow, kind of like the girl in the first
Like
movie.
the girl in Blade One. Yeah,
Yeah, like that kind of thing.
I
But it's like a
think.
younger black girl, so it's like not just like Blade and
Yeah,
like this white guy who's telling him what to do.
I think if we get Whistler, he won't be a white guy,
Oh yeah, I think he'll be a white guy.
but he definitely won't be an Asian guy,
No.
which is sad. 'Cause I love to see like Fu Manchu Whistler, like you know, fucking like I would love that shit.
Mm,
I don't think they're gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be in it, dude. I think the
I
most
think
we're
he
gonna get is
will.
that like, I think they'll say, I think
Are
they'll
they just gonna
address
say that
Whistler
he's
and be
dead
like,
from the get go?
he's dead. Yeah, he trained
Gonna
me.
do the Blade Two
It,
thing where he's just dead,
yeah,
but there's
not
a
not
rescue mission.
not no rescue mission. He's dead, and they're not gonna say what. They're not gonna show what he looked like or say what he looked like. That way, it's ambiguous.
Hmm.
That way, for season 2 or movie 2, they can be like,
Here's the real
"We
question:
figured it out."
are they gonna do the Blade Trinity big bad and just immediately have him go after Dracula?
I think he would dumb enough to go after Frost,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Frost is a good like middle step.
but you can't do the blood god thing because then it's like too much, like the first movie.
Yeah. Hmm. Is Frost
I
from
think
the comics?
I think so,
Okay.
but again, there's only so many comic books.
Yeah, there's only so much stuff to pull from.
They don't. There's not like a Blade archive like there is for any other character.
Yeah.
You know, like even Ghost Rider has a lot more shit than Blade
Ghost Rider's
does,
got
and
a lot of shit.
Ghost Rider still isn't that much. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's a lot, but Blade's like there's like 5.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then Blade movie is like the other one.
Yeah.
So, and all the Blade comic books are from like the late '90s to the like early 2000s. That's it. There's nothing recently. Now I'm
Okay.
hoping that maybe they'll do one, but I've been hoping for a long time.
I mean, I feel like, I mean, especially if we've seen their track record recently, I feel like, especially when they've got a new property coming out, they usually try to make a comic book to go along with it. So,
Again, and I don't think the lady. I don't know her name, so I keep saying lady. But whoever the writer, I don't know what she's done. Like I said, but I don't think they've said tonally what they want to do.
mm-hmm.
But they're trying to go for a drama, which is what it makes sense because they have Mahershala Ali and not Wesley Snipes, which is dumb. They should have cast someone like Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Then you need to pick up every Hellboy collection
Mm-hmm.
and read how Mike Mignola writes fucking gothic horror monster movies
Mm-hmm.
because you're not gonna get that from fucking what else can you get that from? He's the best at
Magnolia, yeah,
writing
as far as that.
monster urban fantasy detective paranormal, like he's the best.
Um, yeah, I would say
You
he's
know,
probably the best. He's probably the go-to.
unless you're gonna turn on Supernatural and be like, got it.
You do,
You
what
know,
was the one? I don't know how much urban fantasy it gets into later, but the, what was it? The Once and Future King? That's kind of,
I mean, yeah, but it ain't the same in the sense of like the I would say it's urban fantasy for sure, but in terms of trope wise, it's definitely more about
Yeah, well, that's more
at
about
the beginning,
Arthur
you
and the
know.
Arthurian legend and all that shit. Yeah.
So in the term urban fantasy, it absolutely is, but also in the genre of urban fantasy, it's still pretty far away from what the genre actually is.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
I guess we'll figure it out when it comes out, and I will gladly spend an hour dissecting it on the podcast.
That's fair.
Unless I like it, which I
I
know that
mean,
I
I'm
will
praying
not.
that I like it, but we'll have to see.
Me too, dude. Me too. Because it's so good. Again, I just want to slam in the back of my Dragula. That's what I want from Blade. But they
Just
won't
want to
do
dig
it.
through the ditches and burn through the witches.
If it's a fucking like rap club,
I mean, first of all, that's racist. So I hope
how's it racist?
that's definitely
It's popular music.
that's a black guy goes to the rap club. I don't know. It feels kind of racist.
If he's walking through a club and it's fucking like if it's like '90s R&B or something, like that'd be kind of that's racist. But Blade went to a fucking nightclub of fucking EDM in the fucking '90s. Like that's not what okay. And that crowd was diverse. That crowd was
Was
super
it? I
diverse.
can't even remember.
There was a lot of white people, but
There's a lot of white
people like
people.
there's people like me in there.
Okay, okay.
You know. Now Blade might have been one of the only black dudes. There's a couple black dudes in the crowd. I'm pretty sure.
I think there was a couple of other black people, but I don't know. I mean, once everybody gets pelted with blood, it's kind of hard.
But honestly, Blade probably hits the rap clubs after that.
Yeah, that's probably true. He probably gets some.
Because there's vampires of all colors. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go hit the white people first. Bop 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 bop. Okay, time to hit the fucking Japanese drag racers. Okay, go over here. Bop 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 bop
Time to
bop.
go to the hidden mahjong parlor.
Exactly. They walking through, and he's like, you know what? Not this time, because I owe you some money. Zach, what else have you been up to, dude?
The only other thing I've been doing is playing Pokemon. Um,
Yeah.
I beat the Champion League. I'm in the Isle of Armor right now. Um, I think the number one thing that sticks out to me that I didn't talk about really last week is that the main story is like super short. It feels very short, and it feels much more like streamlined than like older games. Because in the older games, you always had like, I mean, you had the basic like go to the gyms, get the gym badges, and all that shit. But there was always like a secondary story on top of your initial. Because the
Mm-hmm.
gym thing is always like your startup journey of like why you're like traveling around. But you always have the secondary story, which usually involves a bad guy team doing some like nefarious shit, some sort of thing. Um, Giovanni, Team Rocket, Team Plasma, all that type of shit. This one doesn't really have that. Like the team thing is just like a fan club that is also like the other gym members of like the second to last gym that you face. Which I like the gym leader a lot. I like Piers. He's like a fucking like metal rock dude, and I was like, hell yeah, I dig that shit.
Yeah.
Um, but the only you get like a kind of a secondary story where you've got I guess he's supposed to be the actual main legendary, the like Dynamax legendary that is like something to do with like the weird mythology that they like plastered on top of this shit. But there's just like I don't know. There's no like oomph to that story.
Mm-hmm.
There's like nothing. I mean, you get the Eternius dragon or whatever the fuck it is. You get it, and I'm like, first of all, design is not great for that legendary. But then you get the dogs, and I was like, hell yeah, the dogs look sick. I dig the dogs. But I haven't gone back to capture the dogs yet because I figured I found out that because in most games you don't have to like do other shit like in the which is also another thing, which is like in the progression of the story normally you capture the legendary. Like I always think back to Ruby and Sapphire and like the whole crux of that game is like you get to the cave and like to stop whatever's going on you have to capture Groudon or Kyogre and like that's
Yeah.
so in the process of doing that like you get the this is like oh you beat the Champion League now you got to backtrack and like go find the legendary yourself and it's like
Well, see, I actually am fine with that because that's how the first two games were.
were they oh yeah with Mewtwo yeah
Well, with the birds
Oh
too.
yeah,
Like
with
you didn't have to go catch the birds. You didn't have to go catch Hallelujah. Like you thought that they were there, and you went and go found them later.
yeah,
Ruby and Sapphire were the first games where, or Crystal technically, because you could randomly encounter Suicune, right?
yeah.
But that didn't really you would encounter him at parts of the story, so they were giving you more opportunities to catch him.
Hmm.
But like Raikou and Entei and the original versions were like random encounters.
Yeah.
You just look at the map. Okay, I think they're there, so I'm gonna go fly there and try to catch them. And if you want to go catch Articuno, that's good luck going to the fucking ice cave. That's up to you. You go dungeon crawl for it.
Yeah, that's true.
So I didn't mind that part of this game. What I did mind was the fact that I didn't have to go search a ghost tower or
Yeah.
go down this cave or go, like the only time you had to go through a cave to catch the gym leader was it's literally just like a
But
square
also,
loop and
that's
that's
on the
it.
way to the gym.
Right. So the externals that you're talking about that make Pokemon so fluffed out were like, okay, you're going to go to this town, but Team Rocket has taken over the ghost tower, so you have to
Yeah.
go in the ghost tower, go up the floors and fight all the leaders and save the tower from being taken over or whatever the fuck. That stuff is interesting and that
Yeah.
stuff was added gameplay. This game has none of that.
This
I
game
beat the
is
game in
super
20 hours.
streamlined. Super.
Yeah, I beat the game in 20 hours,
Yeah.
which to me is not a long time, especially for a Pokemon game. And so you add in the fact that it's streamlined, it's a hallway. It's a very, very, very narrow hallway.
Yeah, I mean, even looking at the map, it's like, I don't know, it's really like just a figure eight, especially like
The
doing the
zones are
gym.
the each route is so like there are routes that are fucking like that are so small,
Oh, so small, yeah.
and the patches of grass are barely there. Even with the wild area being there, I don't care. Like the routes are really small,
Hmm.
and so you factor that in. The fact that you're just funneled from one gym to the next gym to the next gym to the next gym.
Hmm.
So I beat three gyms in like 35 minutes one time.
Yeah.
That's just how fast you can get there, right? And then you factor in the party share experience,
Yeah.
which I like because I don't train well,
Yeah, I like that too, but it also makes it so it's like
but it makes the game
it
real
makes the game,
fast.
yeah, it makes the game much shorter, especially the way, I mean, for me, I was switching out my party members a lot, so I wasn't like super over level, but I know you didn't really switch out yours. So it got to the fact that you were in like the champion league and you're like,
The once the once I got the Pokemon that I wanted,
yeah.
once I had my main guy, the starter guy, who, whatever, Charizard, Bulbasaur, Blastoise, Pikachu, Tyranitar, Flygon.
Hmm.
Once I had the ones I wanted, Haxor, whatever the fuck the guy's name is, Haxorus, whatever.
Yeah.
I would just grind those motherfuckers up.
Yeah.
So by the time I get to the Champion League, I'm one hitting the everybody.
Yeah.
The only person that I wasn't one hitting was the champion, and I was two hitting him
Yeah.
with the same Pokemon, with the same my fire starter,
Hmm.
right? Um, and I wasn't worried about dying because I know that my next guys are going to be 5 levels below him, sure, but they're still going to be adequately leveled
Yeah.
because of the party share, and also like the fact that I got to the 20 hours I logged the game, and that's not 20 hours of gameplay, that's 20 hours of including me grinding,
Yeah.
you know, and I understand why people gave this game iffy reviews when it came out because it's not a complete game. It's not worth
No.
$60.
No, I would say it's probably like a $40 game, and then the DLC. I mean, I haven't got through all of the DLC yet. I'm liking the Isle of Armor stuff. I like the area of that a lot more. It doesn't really have a wild area, but I think it's a lot more, especially in such a small space. Like the island is like a quarter of the size of like the main land, but it feels a lot more diverse than the actual like main
But I'm
gallery.
pretty sure that the whole quest of the island is just to raise up the fucking legendary, right?
I don't know. I haven't even got the legendary yet. I mean, for right now,
So
right now I'm in the. You've got like, I mean, you join like the martial arts school or whatever, and so you like. I mean, I've only completed like the second. I'm on like the second trial. I just haven't
oh,
given him the
okay.
stuff yet because I was just like exploring the island and like having fun doing that because I like this area a lot and it's got interesting Pokemon and interesting areas. Also, you can do the Diglett shit, which gets you the Alolan Pokemon, which I fucking
Hmm.
love because I love those designs. Because you've got, if you get a certain amount, he gives you a load and stuff. So the first one is like the Meowth, which I don't really care about. But he also gives you the Vulpix, which is like the Ice Vulpix, and the Ice Ninetales, which looks sick. I like that. It gives you the Alolan Pikachu or the Raichu, where he's like riding on his tail.
Mm-hmm.
That shit looks dope. And then what was the other ones? You get the Sandshrew, which is like the Ice Sandshrew and just Ice Sandslash, which I don't know if I'm really gonna train that one up. But the one that I really want is he gets you the Marowak, which
Mm-hmm.
looks so sick. He's got like the fire on his bone and shit like that. He's like also like I think he's like Ghost as well. I don't know. He looks super sick. I like him a lot.
So I didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
I got to the island. Okay, I went there with a specific goal.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Bulbasaur.
Yeah. Well, you
right?
get that's the other thing is you get Bulbasaur in like
Get
5 minutes.
Bulbasaur. So I do the whole thing and I'm done because I'm one hitting everybody
Yeah.
because they're all level 15.
Yeah.
And I'm level 85. So I'm like,
yours didn't pop up because when I got to that one, especially if they're beat the champ, they're at like 60. They're like 60, 65-ish. That's
no,
so
bro.
weird because even on the island for me, they're at like 60, 60.
Maybe here's why.
Mm.
You did it after the championship.
Oh, you did it before?
I did it before the championship.
Oh, then yes, that's probably why.
I did it before I walked to the
because I think once you beat the champion, I think it springs everybody's level up to like 60, 65.
That's your mistake, bro. I beat the system. I did it before the championship because I wanted to have Venusaur.
Yeah.
So I knew that I'm in the end game now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go get this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Beef him up and then go to the thing. And they were all like level 15.
Mm.
So the girls Pokemon were all like level fucking. She was like, "Oh, welcome,
oh yeah, you got the girl.
To train."
Because I
Yeah,
saw
the
you
girl,
got the
yeah.
rival. My rival in this looks like a fucking dumbass. I hate fighting this guy. He looks so fucking stupid. He's got his gym badge and he's got some weird like frilly tie and he's got like a top hat on with like Pokeballs that are like floating around it because he's like a psychic trainer. And I was like, this guy looks so fucking stupid. And then I saw the rival in the shield one and I was like, fuck, I want her. She's got poison type and she's got a good design.
Well, so again, I was so weirded out. I was like, okay, I get here, I fucking paid $30.
Yeah.
I get to take this fucking train, and she's like, "Oh no, you're a new student. Let's have a battle."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm expecting to grind this bitch out, right? Yeah. Level 15.
See, yeah,
First stage.
okay, so yeah, if you don't, I didn't even think about like trying to do it before I beat the championship league, but that's so strange, yeah, that it's like they're basically capped off at like super weak unless you beat the champion.
So I'm like going through the whole thing, being like, I'm done in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I faced her the last battle.
Yeah, if you
like,
beat the system like that, then yeah, it's like super
donezo. Fucking got you. But the only Pokemon that still was high level was the Whale Lord.
Yeah, the wild. Well, that's the same thing of the wild areas that like those. But even once you beat the championship, because once I beat the championship, it's also like even the wild area Pokemon like automatically jump up to like 60, 65.
Well, the Whale Lord on the Isle of Armor.
Yeah, because I went to that Whale Lord too, because I was like, oh, he's gonna be like 60, like I can catch him. I went like 80, and I was like, run away.
Also, real quick, how I really enjoy seeing the Pokemon around. I think that's a really cool factor.
Yeah, I like
feature.
that a lot.
But when I remember, I was leaving. I got the legendary Pokemon. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna fucking train him. He looks fucking dumb. Whatever.
Yeah.
So I like turn around to ride my bike away, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, the fuck's that? And I remember backing up, being like, is that a fucking Whale Lord? No way. So I mean, I ride on the water.
Yeah. Also,
I'm
you ready
getting
to
closer.
torpedo because those shits fucking come at you in the water.
Oh, I fucking right. So I'm like, I'm getting closer. I'm like, this is a fucking Whale Lord, bro.
Yeah.
I'm with the fucking one hit to bitch. I'm gonna fucking fireball you with my fucking fire kick, and you're about to fucking die, and you're just gonna vanish from this fucking because it's huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
You're gonna fucking vanish, and these people are gonna be like, holy shit, this guy's a fucking beast, right? Fucking run right into his fucking face. Boom, level 80, and I'm like, shit, okay. I'm only like level 70. I'm like, I'll come back and I'll kill you later. I think that this theming wise, that was really cool. It looked really sweet because he was massive.
Yeah.
But in terms of everything else, I mean, like, I think the Pokemon in this game are fucking boring.
Yeah, I think the original Pokemon that they have like for this game, a lot of them are like not good. The ones that I've been clinging on to are a lot of them are older Pokemon. So
The fact that my final team was the starter fire guy,
yeah,
just because he's the starter, so he's my highest level,
yeah.
I think he looks terrible.
You don't like his soccer star look?
He looks
I
stupid.
like my monkey. My gorilla looks good.
That guy looks cool,
Yeah,
right? Pikachu, the 3 starters from the first game,
yeah,
fucking Tyranitar. Okay, so clearly you guys didn't top these designs.
yeah.
Now there's a couple cool looking ones. Obviously, we talked about it before in text. There's a couple of cool ones.
Hmm.
I couldn't tell you their names.
Yeah.
Um, but the speed of the game was my big issue.
Yeah, I mean, I think
'Cause
that's the big problem that I have. And I don't know how much like stories and like the DLC stuff with like the legendaries and whatnot, but it's like I don't know. It's also just a thing where it's like you know the Pokemon game that I used to play, you didn't have to buy DLC to like get
Yeah,
more out of the game. Like
yeah,
it was a complete game that was like 30 to 40 hours of gameplay.
right. And like I said last week or whatever, like
Hmm.
there are times if you don't pay attention, there's a whole other game you don't even fucking know about.
Yeah.
You know, um, and like I said, me riding on the boat that first time, I was like I was giddy riding the boat and fucking gold. I was like,
Mhm.
oh my god, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Had no idea. Also, I think the gym leaders in this game, I want to say I like the idea of it being like pro sports.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it. I could never figure out how to change my costume.
Apparently, I was trying to figure that out too. Apparently, you can't, at least in the initial run through. Like, you just have the plain white, which
Okay.
pissed me off because then you have the
So why
option
could I
to
buy
buy
them
the
then?
other ones, and they also give
Yeah.
you the other ones for the ones
Right.
that you beat, but you can't wear them in the stadium. And it's like, well, I don't want to wear this shit just like around, like it looks stupid. Like,
Why?
I want
Yeah.
to
Why
wear
did I
this.
buy it then?
I want to wear it in like the fucking
Yeah.
stadium.
But I like the idea of the stadium. I think Dynamax is so fucking dumb.
What I figured out, um, I think I don't know. I don't know how much because I haven't played any other one, so I don't know how it compares to like Mega Evolutions and all that other type of shit that like is also in some of the older games. But I don't know. I don't mind it.
I think it's a waste of time.
I think most of the time, yeah, and it's also like outside of like the gym leaders who really use it, there's not really like not really
Yeah.
an opportunity to use it because at least from what I know of like the Mega Evolution stuff, like you could do that shit whenever.
Whatever.
It
Yeah.
seems like in this one, it's like it's severely limited in like the opportunities that you have to Dynamax.
Yeah.
So that also kind of like takes away from it.
I do say this about Dynamax. I think it's stupid. I think it's really dumb. I think it's a waste of time. I think it's a bad mechanic. I think it's really stupid. I think it's a waste of time. I will say this about it though. The one positive about it.
Mm.
And it's not even a positive about the fucking thing. I love in my run through because I was so overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
I love like fighting gym leaders or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "This is the last Pokemon, so I know it's coming."
Yeah.
And they're like, "You have no idea what's about to happen." Dynamax, right? But I've already selected my move,
Yeah.
which is my fire kick move. So they fucking ba 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 ba. My guy goes, one hit. To me, that is so sad. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
To me, to watch them. Obviously they have. There's no. There's doesn't matter. But because the camera pulls out and it's my tiny little rabbit man,
Yeah.
and he's like, they don't do the full animation because they don't want. They can't do it. So he just hit him like, he's a little fireball, just kills the motherfucker. That's the best. That's the funniest. Other than that, I think it's stupid. I think the whole thing is dumb.
Mm.
I would rather take out that fucking those animations, take out the fucking Dynamax system, take out all that stuff,
Mm.
and make more game. Because even the fact that like the attacks, you have 2 of the same attacks,
Mm.
and they have different. They have the same whatever the fuck move.
Oh, well, when you're Dynamax, yeah,
Dynamax, I don't know if they have different damage because their move
you can
tiles
you
are the
can look
same.
in the summary, and yeah, I think it depends on like the base power, whatever move it is, but they definitely
Right.
have different damage. Yeah.
Because they still retain the same amount of times you can use the
Yeah.
move. So I assume so. But even then, like you're so lazy, you couldn't even have different titles,
Yeah.
like two and two. Like just like even
Yeah, that's
it
the shit
feels
that's
like you
weird to
didn't
me is
complete
that
it.
like yeah, I mean, because it's like you got like my Arcanine that has like three fire moves, you
Yeah,
Dynamaxes, and it's like okay, he's got the same
Max
move every time.
Flame or whatever.
So yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Max Flare or whatever, and it's like okay, there's three versions of that.
Hmm.
Great. I wish that yeah, I think that there could have been more variety with those move sets, which I guess there is because I think in the Isle of Armor is when you get like Gigantamax, which is basically like gym leader versions of Pokemon, where it's like they've got the different designs when they grow big instead of
Oh,
just like being a big version. And then you get like the Gigantamax moves, which I think add a little bit. I don't know. I haven't got to that point yet.
but see, I have that. I don't give a shit
Yeah.
because to me, I paid $90 for everything,
Mm-hmm.
and between the Dynamax move thing we're talking about, the costume changing thing,
Yeah.
the fact that the Dynamaxes don't even have different variations when I played, the lack of Pokemon Pokedex, the kind of the boring original characters for this game,
Mm.
um, the streamlined hallwayness of the game, the kind of boring towns. Like a lot of the towns are like
Yeah. A lot
it
of them
literally are
are kind of
just
the
like
same.
a gym, a Poke Center, and that's it. Now
The
some of
most
the towns are
interesting one to me is
massive.
the fairy place.
That one looks the coolest,
Yeah, that one looks the
right?
dopest because
But
that's the one that doesn't look like it's just a city.
then also when you consolidate the Pokemart and the Poke Center, you
That's
do
another bit
lose
too. Yeah.
some cool stuff. I like the convenience of it. I do appreciate,
Yeah.
but it does small in your world. Some towns are so tiny.
I do like
But my
the better convenience of having like each Pokemon Center has basically a guy who can like change nicknames or learn remember moves.
yeah.
Because I remember that was always like the most annoying shit of like getting like an overpowered Pokemon. It's like oh they don't know this move. Oh fuck now I got to track down like the move tutor and try to figure this shit out. So I like that there's that option where it's like okay that guy's in the Pokemon Center, so it's like so I've been doing that a lot. It gives you a lot. I like that freedom of being able to customize the moves that
Hmm.
they know a lot easier. But yeah, there it's definitely got
But
flaws.
my overall point was you have all these things that are
Consolidated.
issues, and it's kind of like you didn't give me a finished game
Mm,
in every sense
yeah,
because you guys didn't aim to make a Pokemon sized game.
yeah,
For whatever reason, new system, new time doing this kind of. I understand, but it's not acceptable
yeah,
for $90. Because to me, when I buy Ruby, right,
mm,
it's a whole new world,
yeah,
whole new shit, right? This game is here's some new shit, a little bit, and a bunch of old shit.
yeah,
Because I should not want to only have fucking Charizard, fucking and shit like that, right?
yeah,
But the fact that it is like, well, those Pokemon look cool and maybe it's a nostalgia thing. But when I play fucking Ruby and shit, I can't get Charizard unless I trade it.
yeah,
So I find cool dudes and I make them who look cool and I fucking get them,
yeah,
right? The dudes don't look cool in this game. Obviously, that's subjective. But then also, you're bringing. Okay, you want to play the fucking other DLC, right?
mm,
What's the big incentive? Here are new versions of the original birds.
yeah,
That's old shit.
yeah,
Even in this, you guys are being lazy, right? Even then, you're being lazy.
yeah.
Give me old shit there. What? Hey, we're gonna you go to the new DLC. What do you? What are we gonna give you? Because the guy gives you a Charmander, right? So here's what we're gonna do.
Also, I haven't got a Charmander. Do you have to
Neither
talk
have
to him
I.
again?
I don't know. I haven't got it yet. That's why I read somewhere,
Yeah, because I mean, I just
right?
had my Charizard, so it's like I'm not in a rush to get him, but
But clearly, but so it's like, okay, hey, so what do we do?
yeah,
We're gonna give you. We want a Squirtle or do you want a Bulbasaur?
yeah,
Even then, we're giving you old shit.
yeah.
It's kind of like, dude, you guys are so insecure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely like the big complaint that I've seen around Sword and Shield, and I think it kind of like has exasperated the problem that like a lot of people have had with like Game Freak in like the past couple of years, is which is that they've gotten
Mm,
like super lazy and like not
okay.
very creative with their like game designs, and I think that
And at this point, you have to,
Shield
man.
really like brought that problem to light for like a lot of people. That it's like they're
Yeah.
really not like bringing a lot of new shit to the table. A lot of, well, that's not true. They're not bringing a lot of interesting new shit to the table. They're bringing a lot of stuff, but a
Yeah.
lot of it's not super interesting.
And look, I love the party share experience.
I like a
That
lot of the quality of life changes that are in this game. I don't know if this
yes.
was the first one that like brought it in, but like this is the first time I've experienced it. So it's like I talked before, like the stuff in the Pokemon Center with like the move tier. Like I like that. I like being able
Dude,
to
it's
access your box of Pokemon if you want.
yes.
I like
That
XP share. Yeah.
now listen, in the world of Pokemon, you cannot explain to me how this makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
How can you transport fucking Pokemon through the air?
I don't.
I don't know. I don't give a fuck though, because it's fucking great.
I also like the aspect of not having to have HMs because that was always a problem that I always had in the old games where it's like you have to have like because that's like the meme in like Ruby and Sapphire I think or maybe Diamond and Pearl where it's like you have like the one Pokemon that's like the
Yeah.
I think it was in
HM4.
Diamond and Pearl where it's like Bidoof, which is like
Yeah.
this rank 0 Pokemon that you can get in like the very first round of the game, but you keep it in your party because it's the one that can learn every single HM that you
Yep.
need at whatever time. Um, and I like that you don't have to worry about that. It's just like, oh no, your bike can go in water, so you don't have to worry about surf. And I'm like, okay,
I
sweet.
listen, dude.
Look,
At
Corviknights can
first
like carry people, whatever, so you don't have to worry about flying. I'm like, okay,
I really appreciated the
the bike.
bike, and I appreciated to be able to just fast travel at first.
Yeah.
But as I got later in the game, and I was closing to finish it. I kind of like the look, man.
Mm.
The Pokemon experience
Mm-hmm.
is having to have a fucking bird, motherfucker, who sucks, but it flies,
Yeah.
and having to have a piece of shit water guy, who sucks, but can swim.
Yeah.
That's the Pokemon. We've all done it. Listen, dude, my party was Charizard or Typhlosion,
Mm-hmm.
and if he dies, this game's over. Because the following five guys are, hey, dig, boulder break, cut, fly, and swim. That's my roster of Pokemon. Okay, that's how I play the game. So if Charizard goes down, yo, we wipe it. That's it. So if Gary beats me, fucking Blastoise beats me, okay. Also, this is the first game where your fucking rival picks the fucking weakness.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. Well, I guess it's because you get the champion and the champion picks the strength, the one that's strong against you. But at that point, it's like, I mean, you don't even face him until the end of the game. So at that point, it's like I already have shit that
Yeah.
like can counter that shit. So like,
Yeah.
it's not even like an issue. I find that super weird. I do like that there's multiple rivals that you kind of have. You get your main guy Hop, who's boring, so I don't like him. So I'm glad that he's
boring.
like the main rival. He's not the main rival. You've got the guy in his
Hold
winter
on,
jacket.
Zach, real quick. Did you not feel bad for Hop at some point in the game?
Dude, I felt super bad for him. I was like, he is trying so hard and he's just so bad.
Now imagine if you were me. So he's level 30, I'm level 50.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got a new tactic. I'm like, no, you don't. One hit.
No, you don't.
He's like, I'm gonna try real hard to beat you. 2 minutes later.
Also, I feel bad for him because his party is like half the party is
Trash.
like the Wooloo, and I was like, that's not a good Pokemon.
I remember being like, bro, get rid of that fucking sheep.
Yeah, get rid of this sheep.
I wish that after the matches, it would give me a prompt to be like, what do you want to tell him? Be like, dude, get rid of that fucking sheep, dude. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
But there's to me the game felt like Pokemon Light.
Yeah, I would say that for sure.
And I'm basing my Pokemon off of like again, Ruby and Sapphire were the last ones that I ever played. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would base it off like Ruby, Sapphire, Diamond, Pearl. Like those were the last ones I really played. And yeah, compared to those, it's like it feels very bare bones.
Bare bones, the complexity of. Is there a fucking? I remember playing Pokemon as a kid, and being like, if I fucking fall through this cave floor one more time,
Yeah.
I swear to God,
I
I'm
kind
gonna
of had
fucking
that. I
throw
don't know
this
if you
Game
had
Boy.
this gym, but I kind of had that with the ice gym, where it was kind of like that. Because her gym challenge is basically that, where she like had holes in her floor, but also it's like
Yeah.
they gave you like a dowsing rod shit. Where it's like, oh, if it
Yeah.
vibrates, then you.
Mine was, I think mine's rock.
Okay.
It was like a sand thing.
Okay.
And that was annoying too. But all I did was, but there's no consequences. So I
Yeah,
just
but
like, okay, I fell.
that's the other thing is there's no they just pop you back out at the start.
Right.
And it's like, okay, and now there's a hole where you fell. So.
But nothing's worse than being like going through a fucking cave.
Yeah.
And you have to go through this fucking cave, and you're just like falling through.
Yeah.
That's just annoying as shit. And there's nothing like that in this game, and that sounds dumb to complain about, but those things add memories.
Well, it's like it's a challenge that you get through, and there's nothing really challenging.
Not one time did I have to cut a tree.
No. You get to shake a tree. Shake.
Did I?
Well, you don't have to.
Exactly. But I have to cut a tree sometimes.
There's no Snorlax that you have to get out of the way, but
I know, but he's blocking the bridge though.
But you can just like
just get around him.
You just and then
just get around him,
and you're gone.
You know, so there's things that I think for me, maybe as being an older Pokemon fan.
Also, we got a giant ass Whale Lord. We can't get a giant ass Snorlax that blocks the way. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, he's not as big, I guess. I don't know.
I feel like Snorlax has always been perceived, especially in like the anime and shit like that.
He's big, but he ain't Whale Lord big.
I mean, he'd be big enough to block the bridge big.
Yeah. It's boring. The game is not good.
Mm.
It's fun, but it's like Pokemon Simulator.
Yeah, I would say the problem is I have fun with it, and it's just, I mean, it's the same problem we keep talking about. It's just very short. Yeah. It's very abridged, and there's not a lot to get out of it. Because honestly, for me, getting the gym battles stuff is like usually like the most boring part of any Pokemon game. Like, I usually like the like Team Rocket, Team Plasma, like that kind of shit. Like the secondary story, like the B plot is always more interesting to me in Pokemon games. And this game didn't really have that. It kind of like tacked it on at the end a little bit. I mean, there's like hints of stuff that there's like something else going on with like the Dynamax shit and stuff like that. When you've got your other rival who's like trying to destroy this wall or some shit. But it's really not brought up again until like the Champion League. And it's like, oh yeah, he like caused an explosion. You gotta go stop him.
Hold on. I wonder, is Heart Gold any other system besides DS?
No, it's only on DS. I thought about that, not with Heart Gold, but I never got to play it, but I wanted to because they did the remasters for Ruby and Sapphire too, and I wanted to play those.
What are they called?
But those are only on 3DS.
Okay, because
I thought like I was like, oh, they could import these to the Switch, and they haven't. But
like I said last week, no other Pokemon games come close to Gold and Silver.
Ruby and Sapphire are probably those games. Like, I still like Heart Gold and Soul Silver a lot, but I think Ruby and Sapphire are the ones that like I really enjoyed.
Bro, I'm just saying, man. Like, you go.
But nothing's got close to like those games.
You leave Johto.
Yeah.
You're the fucking champ.
And it's like, nah, bitch.
And you go to fucking. You're like, listen. I'm the fucking champion of this fucking bitch.
Yeah.
And you have the fucking gall to be like, you know what? I'm taking that place.
Yeah.
You hop on a fucking boat, right? You beat the whole boat up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got to first, yeah.
And then you fucking get to the fucking place, and now you're in fucking Kanto. And you're like me. You're like, dude, I was just here last year, and this place looks different.
Looks a lot different.
And you're fucking going around. And you're like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna beat all these motherfuckers too.
Yeah.
You beat all those fucking gyms, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna beat the fucking league, right? Beat the fucking league, and you're like, okay, well, where's your fucking champ at? And they're like, I don't know. But where do you find him at? On a fucking mountain.
He's training.
On a goddamn mountain.
Yeah.
Right? Something's more epic about fighting the champion on a fucking just for you two.
Yeah.
Just for you. Just like you guys. It's like fucking Rocky and Apollo's third fight.
Yeah.
Where it happened? Closed doors. We have no idea.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas in this game, it's like, hey, you're going to fight the champion. He's going to be in the fucking thing. We're going to broadcast on TV. That's cool. It's cool. But something about, like, you're like, you know what? My turf is not enough.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know, Red, you think you've seen everything? Guess what? You ain't seen shit, bitch.
Yeah. It's also weird that at this game, you basically get to the point where you, like, show up the champion in front of the champion, and you
Yeah.
still have to do the tournament where you go fight him. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but I already proved that I was better than you because I caught this Pokemon that you couldn't catch.
Yeah.
So it kind
Also,
of
you're like,
deflates like any sort of because it's like, I mean, you know you're gonna beat him anyways because you got to beat the game, but it's also
yeah,
narratively there's like, I know I'm better than you, so
yeah. Also, narratively, how much can I embarrass this one family?
yeah, take the
Like, yo,
championship away from him, and also I beat your little brother before that and made him look like a little bitch.
I beat your brother at home.
Yeah,
I beat your brother on a bridge. I beat your little brother at a mountain pass.
yeah,
He can't win.
you can't win.
And then I beat you. Then I beat you on Well, I beat him on TV too,
Yeah, I beat him
right?
on TV.
I beat him on TV, and then what I did the next day, beat you on TV.
I beat his older brother on TV.
So guess what? Y'all blow. Y'all should probably quit. You know, like narratively, the game's brutal in that sense.
Yeah.
Like, they don't acknowledge it, but it's pretty fucking. Also, like, it just your hometown sucks. You know, the fucking
There's really nothing in
professor
your hometown.
blows.
It's really just the labs there. Well, I don't know. It's usually, there's usually not a lot in your hometown. It's usually just the
No, but
Pokemon lab.
you usually have a connection to the professor because they give you your Pokemon.
Yeah. In this one, it's the champion gives you a Pokemon. She gives you the Dynamax, but then she basically disappears, and you get her daughter, which her daughter's hot,
Granddaughter.
but or granddaughter. Her granddaughter's hot,
Yeah.
but
It's Pokemon, Zach.
I mean she's got a good design, but
Wait, what?
she's got a good design. Like
What
character
about
design.
No, you're fine. I was gonna text you before and be like, yo, the fucking the water one.
Oh, the water one's good too. And I didn't get to
Yo.
fight her, but I know her design. The fighting one, hell yeah.
B, yeah, bull.
I got the thickle girl for the ice gym.
I don't know what's her name.
Fuck, what's her name? I can't remember.
I'll just search Pokemon Sword
It,
or Shield
Shield Ice Gym, and you should find
Ice
it.
Gym leader.
She's a thick girl.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, my fighting one's better,
Oh yeah, 100%.
but the water one, bro.
The water one's pretty good.
The water gym leader.
I got her, and then I got a weird little courtyard kid who does ghost Pokemon.
You did get that. I didn't have him.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Yeah, dude. I dig the water one.
Yeah, the water one's good.
Well, what's up with this?
Also, the grass Gengar's face
Modders
is weird.
Modders turn Pokemon Sword and Shield Gym Leader Nessa's skin white.
Why?
Yeah, why?
That's weird.
That's lame.
Yeah, that's stupid.
So sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, the grass gym leader's face is fucked up.
He looks like a child.
He's got like this boy face, but then he's got this
Yeah.
like Arnold Schwarzenegger body, and I don't understand it.
I was really hoping, like, I think it'd be so cool. Maybe it's just me. But, like, they don't show you the gym leaders, so you walk into the gym,
Yeah.
right? And you're walking up and you're in 3D, right? And you get to the gym leader, and it's like a gym leader used to be a gym leader somewhere else,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I would like that a lot.
That'd be super cool to me if it was like, who was the dragon gym leader from the first game?
From the first game.
He had a Dragonite, right?
Oh, you mean Lance, the champion?
Yeah. Oh, the champion. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that'd be sick.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick. Lance
There
was,
needs to be a fucking.
Lance was dope.
There needs to be a fucking champion Elite Four.
There was well they had that. That was basically Silver.
What happened to that
Wasn't
one?
it? When that like filled with I feel like I played one there. It was like filled with past champions.
I don't. But were they people that we knew though?
Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like were they like, where it's like, hey,
I know
here's
there's definitely a
champions
game that's like I don't remember what it's called. I think it's like a battle tower or whatever that's like filled with champions from
Okay.
like previous games.
It'd be cool if it was like, hey, here's the champions from the previous games.
I think it's like Sun and Moon had that. I think.
Okay.
Maybe.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be.
Top of the tower has to be red though, man.
It's
Just
gotta
sitting
be
there.
red.
Just sitting there. Fucking like cross.
No, I'd like it. Yeah, if you came in and it was like you got like the what was it? I guess the only equivalent would be like grass. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like the Johto, Kanto gym leaders. The only one I could think of is Victoria, which was the grass one. Because there wasn't really a psychic gym in this.
Here's what I remember.
The
Milk
fairy
Tank.
gym. But
I remember Milk Tank.
I fucking hated that milk tank.
That motherfucker beat me up, dude.
That fucking rollout.
That rollout kicked my ass, bro. I remember being fucking like 7, being like, this motherfucking cow.
Yeah.
Being so pissed off, dude. This fucking cow.
Fuck rollout.
But nothing in this game makes me feel that way.
No, nothing gets me super frustrated like that.
Nothing gets me frustrated.
The only thing I was kind of frustrated was when I went back to the Championship League, and then I had to face the Ghost type, and I was like, oh, I have nothing that's strong against Ghost types.
Right.
Then I had to like go train for like 30 minutes to like raise up my giant panda who can fucking kick his face in. And then I was
and since when I was 20 levels above everyone, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, I think that was the handicap I guess I kind of gave myself, which is I wasn't super over leveled for anything because I was constantly like switching my.
But you played Pokemon the way Pokemon wants you to play.
Oh, like
they want you to catch new shit and train them.
Yeah.
I play fucking selfish. Again, I'll go break it down again.
Charizard's at the front.
Typhlosion.
Yeah.
Cut
Fire
guy.
Starter's at the front.
Fly guy.
That's it.
Swim guy. Break boulder guy. That's it.
Yeah.
Right? That's the roster. So I remember talking to my friends being like, oh, I'll get this guy. Who? I think I killed him.
That's not Typhlosion.
That's it. You use one guy.
Yeah.
Right? What's the Blaziken? That's it?
Yeah.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
Right? Who's after that? That's it. I think that's all I played. So.
What was it? Trying to think of Diamond and Pearl. Oh, that was the monkey Chimchar.
Oh, okay. I didn't even play that game, so I ended with Blaziken. That's all I know.
Okay.
Last thing I want to say negative about this game before we move on. The fact that I can't wear the cape,
Dude,
is a massive mistake. Is a massive mistake.
The fact that you can't wear a dope ass hat like that, like you've got hats, but they're not as good.
I think you can wear the hat, can't you? I swear you.
I haven't gone to like try to find new outfits.
I saw pictures on YouTube or on Google of people wearing the hat, but the cape is no go. And that's confirmed no go. And you can't show me the cape the entire game and also have my character be able to do the pose. You can't let me do that and not give me the cape.
Yeah.
Because the way that they do it with the fucking, when you do the pose, they have the sound effect and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you not include the fucking cape if you built that animation in?
Yeah.
It's kind of like you really didn't think this through.
Yeah.
Because the entire game, the character is wearing the cape. That's the point.
Yeah.
If that's the champion's cape, it has all the shit in the back. He should be like, here you go.
Your cape now.
And then I want to travel the whole game. I want New Game Plus where everyone fucking knows who the fuck I am and is like treating me like the fucking champ that I am.
Yeah.
Right? But no, they can't think that far because they have to fucking just. You want a fucking blue you want a blue Zapdos? All right, we got it for you. Great Game Freak fucking.
You want to? Oh, you mean the Zapdos that only runs on the ground?
It's like, oh great, here's a fucking board. Here's a board meeting. Here's what idea I got for you. Here's a ice Moltres. Oh, okay. You want a fucking Ho-Oh? They haven't seen that one in a while.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah.
Fucking lame. That's Pokemon. So I played Sword, obviously. You played Shield.
That's Pokemon.
I do think that my gym leaders are better, though.
Yeah, I think overall yours are better. I think you've got the better exclusive gym leaders.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a courtyard kid and a thick girl, so.
Hey, some people think that, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, Zach, we're at 140.
We are.
Do you want to hit this movie or no?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's really much to talk about it. I enjoyed it a lot. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's not much story-wise.
Not much story-wise.
But there's a fucking ton of monster fights.
The only negative about this movie that I have is that the fucking wife character is the worst.
She's the worst, and then she gets redeemed. I'm like, no.
No, she's the worst for no reason, and she is lame. You can't redeem her.
Yeah, I hate her character probably the most.
Like the whole time, I'm like, why is Kyle Chandler with you?
I don't know.
Like you suck.
Well, they got divorced, didn't they?
You so whatever the fuck, you something like that. Yeah, but I'm like,
But
dude,
her
you blow.
son died, Jason. But her son died.
Who
She still has another
cares?
kid, but her son died.
Who cares?
Also, she destroys this whole entire world. She still has another kid left, but she still decides that she wants to destroy the entire.
Yeah, that's some anime shit.
Yeah,
That's some fucking Naruto shit. That's some Wargo dreaming.
yeah.
You know. Zach, anything else you want to mention about Pokemon or Marvel or whatever Godzilla before we? Because next week,
Next week is
that's
it,
it.
baby. That's
That's it.
Godzilla King Kong, baby.
And we're gonna go in
We're gonna go in hard. So
for
are we gonna have
3 hours.
because it comes out Friday, right? Or is it Thursday?
Wednesday, I thought.
Oh, is it when? It's the 31st. When's the 31st?
Wednesday, I was pretty sure.
Oh, it is Wednesday. Okay, so yeah, we'll have enough time then. Never mind. I thought it came out
Oh,
on Friday, so
absolutely.
we'd have to like do a Saturday. But no, we can do Friday. And then yeah,
No, no, no. We'll do Friday, and we're gonna break it down for 3.5 hours,
yeah.
frame by frame. I'm gonna post the video to YouTube. I'm gonna screen record it, and then we're gonna post it
Oh hell yeah.
as we do commentary. I'm looking forward to the movie, man.
I am too, man.
We've been
Can't wait
waiting
to
for
see
so
some
long.
monkey on lizard action.
Real quick before we go,
Yeah.
any final expectations for King Kong versus Godzilla? Any final things you want to see, things you don't want to see, things that we think you're going to see? What do you expect from Godzilla versus King Kong? As every time I say the title, I switch the name.
um,
What do you think? What do you want?
I don't want Mecha Godzilla. I want Mecha Ghidorah, especially after watching King of the Monsters again. I still want Mecha Ghidorah, and I want King Kong and Godzilla to team up against a Mecha Ghidorah, and then I want King Kong to use his axe to cut one of its heads off.
Yeah. Okay. I think that those are likely possibilities.
Yeah.
Like you can't give him the axe and not have him use it like
No, he's
that,
definitely
right?
got to cut a head off.
Yeah. I want Gamera.
You want Gamera?
Yeah.
Gamera would be pretty sick.
It's not going to happen.
Well,
Obviously, that's just a
that's a whole
stretch.
different company, but
But I would fucking just. It'd be so
dude,
fucking sick.
I'd pop off so hard if Gamera showed up. You just had a spinning turtle just fucking
Just
suddenly fly through.
like because Ghidorah's an alien, right?
Yeah.
Right. So just like out of the sky, you fucking see the fucking cuts off all heads. Fucking rad. No, but realistically, do you think Kong is gonna die?
I think if anybody's like the guy, I think it's probably gonna be Godzilla,
Really?
which makes me sad because I like
You think
Godzilla a
so?
lot, but especially from these trailers, they've been like building up Kong so much that I don't think they're gonna kill him.
It's a bait and switch, baby.
I think they're gonna kill Godzilla, which makes me
It's a bait
sad
and
because I
switch.
like Godzilla the most. But
I want. Okay, so if that's the case, if Godzilla dies, I want Kong to skin him and
no,
then wear the fucking
I don't
thing at the
think he's gonna.
fucking.
I don't think Kong's gonna be the one to kill him.
I'm not saying he has to, but I'm saying that I think as respect for him being the final champion, has to take his axe, gut him,
No,
throw the guts away,
so dis.
right, and then he skins him with the fucking scales, puts us like a fucking cloak, has the fucking head over his fucking head, and he looks like a fucking anime character. Like where's the fucking like a One Piece fucking admiral,
Oh,
and then he walks around and he has the axe.
that made me so sad.
What's gonna happen is that if he dies, legitimately, he's gonna make his axe out of like fucking. I bet his axe is old Godzilla teeth.
Yeah, maybe
That's how he can deflect the fucking beam.
that would make sense if it
You
was
know,
something like that.
prior fights between prior Godzilla,
They're
prior King
definitely
Kong.
gonna have some lore about the fact that like Kongs and Godzillas have been like at war for ages or some bullshit like that.
Because there's confirmed. I don't remember from watching this movie again. I could be wrong. I don't remember, but we do know that there's Kong skeletons
Yeah,
on the island. Were there other, I don't remember. Were there other Godzilla bones in the middle where in the fucking when they nuke it,
I don't remember if there were or not.
or is
I
this
don't know
the
if they
only
talked about other
Godzilla?
Godzilla, but I definitely know that. I feel like they. I remember them talking about the fact that there was other Godzillas and that like he's the last of this ancient Godzilla race. I feel like it
Okay,
was very similar to Kong's thing. I feel
so it would be like every time there's like the Titan War, like these are always the last, like
That would make sense.
the last ones, and they, it would be it makes sense to have for Kong to have like a
Yeah.
Godzilla weapon.
Yeah, something like that. That would make sense.
Like they bring him on the boat and like, Kong, we have to go fight Godzilla. And he like looks at them. He walks to his bed, grabs the axe. He's like, prepare. He puts it on his shoulder.
Let's go.
Fucking lame. I just want it to be fun, man.
I want it to be a fun time too.
It's a monster movie, so as long as it's fun, that's all I care about. Yeah. But all right, guys, we'll see you guys back next week.
All right, see you guys
with
Godzilla vs King Kong.
Godzilla vs King Kong, and I'll cut back to our episode where we talked for 45 minutes about what we want to see and see if any of it's right.
Yeah, there we go.
So, thanks, guys.
All right, see you guys.